Hello there, Pattaya, it's Dr. Ian, and today I'm in the wine cellar at the Royal Cliff Beach Resort. With me is Ranjith Chandrasiri. Now, Ranjith is the most senior wine judge in Thailand, and today we're going to tell you a little bit about wine, a little bit about how to deal with bottles of wine, how to look after them, and also probably dispel some myths at the same time. Ranjith, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Privilege.
Let's start with something straight away. The old thing about if it's fish, it's got to be white wine. If it's meat, it's got to be red wine. Is this correct?
No, it's not correct. It could be the fundamentals those days, long time back, to make it easier for people. But it depends what ingredients are put into the fish dish and what ingredients are in the meat dish. And so it could be, right, one way. So the white wine can go with white meat or fish, and the red wine with red. But not necessarily, it can go either way. So these are very basic things. So as I said, the ingredients are the most important factor here.
Now, let's just talk a little bit about your background, because we all drink wine, but not all of us are as experienced or know as much about wine as our guest Ranjith. Ranjith, how long have you been seriously into the wine appreciation?
Oh, well, I was serious before I was eligible to drink wine. So I don't know why I like the wine so much. In fact, I started my wine career in Europe, in Germany, where I was an apprentice, and I was studying, and all of a sudden I developed a good palate for wine. So when I reached my age, 18, and I was sent to pick up grapes and sent to make wines, get involved in vinification in different countries. So it was sort of my hobby. That's why I started.
And how long have you been studying wine? Because I'm sure you still are.
That's right. I think it's a good question, because you can never say that you know all about wines. I doubt very much that anybody can claim that, because there's always something new every day. Every bottle is different, and every day you are learning something new. So there's a long way even for me to go, I suppose.
Right. What do you do about the fact that some people will like a particular wine, but other people may not? How do you sort of produce or present wines that are going to be universally popular?
Yeah, it's there are a lot of factors involved here, because it's a very subjective thing. Just like colors, certain people like certain colors, certain people like certain colors. So wine is just like that. So expensive wine doesn't mean that everybody likes that wine. So as you said, we had to understand their palate, especially the beginners who are beginning to learn about wines, find it very difficult to appreciate expensive wines. It's just a lot of you need to have educated palate to appreciate that type of wine. So it all depends, universally to get people to like certain type of wine will be very difficult, So because by the time people start learning, and they will realize, okay, this is a beginning, now I'm intermediate, so I want to go a little bit advanced, so they will go a little bit further, one step further. So they are starting to appreciate different style of wines, and there's a phase as well, you know, so that phase, and then after that they will think, okay, look, I'm okay now, I have mastered that stage, so I want to go a little bit further. So that's how usually people tend to go upwards.
Would you say for the beginner that when they look at the wine list in the restaurant, don't necessarily imagine that the more expensive is the better wine, or one that you will like more?
Yeah, that's important, because in the wine list in restaurants and the hotels, it's very confusing, because on one side is a wine, the other side is a price. So as you said, you should not look at the price, you know. So it happens quite often. I mean, I'm in the industry for a long time, and I used to work as a wine waiter and a sommelier, and this is exactly what I had to do, and I had to educate the guest for that one, you know. So ask questions. By asking questions, you get to know what their preferences, so then you can cater to their preferences. But these days, unfortunately, not every hotel and restaurant has got sommeliers to do that. So you need to have some sort of a background or education on wines, and then only you can select. I would say if it is a beginner, you start at the beginner level. So it doesn't mean whether you got money or you don't have money, but there's no need for you to go to the top level to appreciate the first step. You know, I think it's better to start from A, with simple wine.
I think for a lot of people, the idea of asking the waiter, what do you recommend, they're worried that really what the waiter will recommend is the most expensive one on the page.
Correct, yeah. This is pushy sales, I would say. It's sort of suggestive sales. There's a difference between suggestive sales and pushy sales. Suggestive sales mean you have to understand, you have to ask the guest, or you have to determine what he or she is going to order or has ordered, and then you ask what is the budget, you know, what type, the range, price range is very important too. And then a good qualified sommelier or wine waiter would say, okay, we have this, we have this, we have that. In fact, that person should give proper answers to the guest, say, this has this type of body, would you like the full-bodied wine, would you light-bodied wine, and would you appreciate, you know, alcohol strength, you know, this has so much of alcohol, this is very light, easy to drink, you know. So this type of question. Then finally, after a couple of questions, you realize their preference, so you can cater according to their wallet and also the palate.
Getting back to our wine tyro, who really is just starting off in wine appreciation, do you recommend that he or she go to the supermarket and just sort of pull random wines off the shelf, or is there some other way?
I think if somebody is really keen in learning, it's a long process. You cannot just buy 2-3 wines and learn about wine. So it takes long years. So if I would say the best thing would be if you go and buy in a supermarket, buy not only one wine, buy 2 or 3 wines, at least 3, and then taste that in different periods. You keep one, and after about 1 year, drink the same bottle, and keep another 6 months and drink again. Then you will see the difference, and that person might understand, okay, I tasted that tasted differently, now it tastes different. It could be better or worse. So that's how you can compare and learn by yourself.